All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Relief Valve podcast. I hope that your 4th of July was great and you pissed off some leftists and some Democrats with your celebration. That would be great news because they hate America. So American celebrations really drive them nuts. Obviously, the people in Hill Country in Texas are not having a good time. Anytime they talk about Hill Country, the only thing I can think of is that movie, The Hills Have Eyes Too. But I'm not trying to take away from them. But so far, the newest updates that I've gotten today, I'm going to show you some video. I'm sure you've been seeing a lot going around already. It would take me an hour-long show to show you all the video that's being put up by people. But I would just want to show you some of the catastrophe that's been happening there. The new death toll is, I think, roughly 94 at this point. It was 80 something. And there's been some new updates coming today, with potentially 20 of them being children. And this has been the worst part of this entire thing. Now, there's been a lot of back and forth going on right now. That's coming in the midst of this. So Senator Cruz just came out in in an interview, and he's saying now's not the time for politics or finger pointing. Help the people and then figure out what happened after the fact. So there's concern that the warnings weren't sent out in time, that the rivers and creeks in that area were all going to be rising beyond control, and it was going to be a problem to evacuate campsites, evacuate the kids who are at like summer camps and stuff, evacuate those summer camps. So there's a lot of argument going on about that. So it's a horrible situation all around, with obviously the kids being the worst of it. And then, of course, some blaming the meteorologists as well, that the meteorologists didn't give accurate information on there. So now the meteorologist community has been coming on here, some people that have TikToks and stuff, and saying, oh, it wasn't our fault. You can't blame us. That isn't right. We try to be as accurate as we can, blah, blah, blah. We'll be accurate. Anyone and anywhere who you are, have you ever known a meteorologist to be correct? Now, I'm not saying that they could have gotten this right 100%, and they could have really fleshed out how bad it was going to be. But I can tell you right now, I can count on one hand the amount of time meteorologists have been correct. One hand. If you want a job where you can be wrong all the time and still collect your full salary, meteorologist is the job for you. Because then they can just go, well, the weather's unpredictable. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. We thought it was one thing and then it became another, and we just don't understand. You have one job. That's the job. And you can't get that right? What fucking good are you? Do I need to bring an umbrella? Do I need to build a fucking boat? Or are we going to have a dry day? You fucking morons can't figure it out. So, the warning not going out in time is definitely a problem. I think the meteorologists being just useless human beings, professional useless people, is also a factor as well. And the response not being good enough, and then these poor people, and especially these poor kids, getting caught up in all of this. So I want to show you some of the video and some of the people being interviewed. Here's some of it.
It's a horrible thing to think about.
Rovi Youngduff walking around Louise Hayes Park in downtown Kerrville, where an Independence Day celebration was supposed to take place.
Total devastation. Just thinking about how many people have lost their lives.
The death toll continues to rise. Some still missing.
We know that parents and families, they want information. They want closure. And we want them to know that we are working as swiftly as possible to get them accurate information.
Hatfield's husband woke up to get them to safety.
We started to hear screaming, I guess around 4:30, 4:35.
Now she's sticking around to assist cleanup efforts, believing she's one of the fortunate ones.
I think a lot of people are confused as to why no one saw it coming, but no one saw it coming.
We have seen people inside of this park.
And that's where
coming
some of the
from
argument is that
out of
they
town,
didn't
coming from the Dallas
accurately
region.
see this
For
coming.
the families and victims impacted by the floods is by tying green ribbons to the trees, and they are all over the Highland Park neighborhood. Governor Greg Abbott declared today a day of prayer, and we know North Texans are sending their prayers in addition to resources to help those in need. Sunday was declared a day of prayer in Texas, and dozens of people gathered at St. Michael's Church in Highland Park for a memorial service to honor the life of Lila Bonner and pray for her family. Bonner, pictured here next to her best friend Eloise Peck, were both attending Camp Mystic when devastating flooding hit Hunt, Texas. The two didn't survive. They
That's
were
awful.
students in Highland Park ISD. The Highland Park community is now showing its support with green ribbons lining the streets.
It's absolutely heartbreaking just to know how many people were affected by this, how many even North Texans were affected.
So I only have so much time here on this, so I want to show some of the crazy flooding here. People's homes. There was one video I saw. Some of the people were in the home, and it was getting swept down the river. That was on TikTok. Some of you might have seen that. An entire house. Just look, they're in it. The people are in it. That's the one. They were shining a flashlight. They're just floating down the river. They're like, I'm not leaving this house. This is my house. Wherever it lands, that's where I'm going to be.
Texas was gripped by chaos as a slow-moving storm system unloaded a torrent of rain across the hill country, submerging entire communities. Kerr and Kendall counties were among the hardest hit, with homes, roads, and lives swallowed by water in the dead of night.
Get the redesign.
Oh my God, oh my God. Oh no. Oh my God. What the? Oh no.
Get out! Get out of your car!
Oh, those people are in the car.
Oh my God.
6:08 a.m. Guadalupe River at Nimitz Dam on Guadalupe Street.
In Hunt and the surrounding hills, more than 10 inches of rain fell within just a few hours, overwhelming already saturated ground. River gauges spiked rapidly, and the Guadalupe River surged past 25 feet in places, reaching its second highest crest in recorded history.
So again, I wouldn't be able to do enough video to do it justice to show you just the damage and the craziness that's happening. There's one final thing I wanted to finish with here. This is after these guys are talking, just a little bit of a levity in a bad situation, and they're talking about donations and getting the people help. The guy from the Salvation Army comes on, and I just want you to look in particular at his uniform.
The fire department shared that fire crews were deployed to help with recovery efforts. The trained strike team is prepared to assist wherever they're needed.
That could be filling in at fire stations, to run general medical calls.
There we go.
Major Phil Swires is with the Salvation Army in Kerr County, one of the hardest hit areas by the floodwaters. Swires says it's usually the Kerr County Salvation Army coming to the aid when disaster hits. It's hard to take in that it's his community that needs help now.
It's something new for us.
So take the stupid closed caption. Take a look at the fucking outfit. What they put these guys in. Does he look like an SS soldier? There's nothing to see here. Everything is fine. We have this under control. We are finding all of you now. It's a fucking outfit. The things on here, the pin, the things on that, like his military service. It's just the fucking Salvation Army. I just thought that was interesting, and I wanted to share that as a moment of levity for all of this bad stuff. So thoughts are obviously going to everyone there. President Trump, of course, is helping. You wouldn't see Biden helping with any of this. He'd leave them all to die. And Trump is actually sending resources that are needed. I'll keep following this throughout the week. Again, the death toll has gone to, I believe, about 94. That's the updates I have for today. Like, share, support, and follow the show. Thank you, everyone, and I'll talk to you again soon.